What is going on, guys? It's Kitten of Doom and welcome back to another video. In today's video we are going to be going over everything you need to know about the carry role in Conquest. This guide is veered towards newer players who haven't dabbled in Conquest yet, but hopefully some of these tips will help out some experienced players as well. Typically the carry role goes to the Hunter or ADC, which stands for the Attack Damage Carry. The carry's job in Conquest is to farm the duo lane in the early to mid game to quickly get the late game build online. The carry also needs to carry the team in late game team fights to help secure kills. Another job of the carry is to split push lanes and to help secure the Gold Fury, Fire Giant, and the Fire Demon portal. This is the Conquest map. The carry and support start out in the long lane, which is on the same side as the Gold Fury. The mid goes to the middle lane, and the solo goes to the short lane, which is the same side as the Fire Giant. The jungler is a more complex position that can start out at numerous places. Typically the jungler starts out with the mid lane to help clear lane to try and out-clear to steal the enemy buff camps. As the carry, it is extremely important to help your team secure the Gold Fury as well as the Gold Fury oracles, which are right in front of the Gold Fury. While you are farming early to mid-game, remember to always secure your buffs like the red and purple buff. You and the enemy carry will often fight over the oracles, so make sure you remember to check if they are up so that the enemy carry won't end up getting them to get ahead of you and farm. When you start out with your support, it is important to try to clear the minion wave first so that you can have pressure. If you end up clearing the lane early, you can go take their buff camps. Early on, don't commit to the full buff camp, just take the little minions that sit next to the buff minion so that you can get back to lane to clear the next wave. Always be careful when you are doing this because the enemy support and carry can come contest their buff at any time. It is important to know what items you should start with at the beginning of the game. Usually carries start one of two ways. Death's Toll or Bluestone with Tier 1 boots and 4 health and mana potions, or Death's Toll or Bluestone with Tier 1 Morningstar with 2 health potions and 1 mana potion. The safer start is to build Tier 1 boots with 4 health and mana potions in case you end up getting out-cleared and poked by the enemy team. The more risky start would be to start Tier 1 Morningstar since you would have less potions to rely on. The advantage of building Morningstar first is that it gives you an extra 10 physical power so that your basic attacks deal more damage. This can be impactful since you'd be doing more damage to the enemy carry if they just bought boots. Some hunters benefit more from starting Bluestone than others. Typically hunters who have a hard time clearing lane opt for Bluestone since it gives them extra damage ticks to the minion wave. If your hunter can clear relatively well, then Death's Toll is recommended for the extra sustain and mana regen. An example of a hunter who would benefit more from Bluestone would be Medusa, since her early lane clear isn't that great. Hunters like Izanami, on the other hand, would benefit more from Death's Toll since she already has strong wave clear. In the early to mid lane stages, remember to buy wards for yourself to place in the jungle so that you are aware of ganks. The jungler or mid laner is often able to gank your lane at times, so it is always a good idea to have ward vision in your jungle. Feel free to ask your jungler or mid lane to gank your side to try to get the enemy carry behind. Once the enemy carry dies, you can get ahead in golden experience since they will miss out on some minion waves. When you hit level 5, your support will be rotating out of your lane to help other lanes, so always remember that you will be left alone to farm during this time. This is the crucial stage to be wary of ganks since you will be by yourself. Around this time is also the point in the game where you try to trade and box the enemy carry. If you do not feel confident about trading with the enemy hunter, it's okay. Just try to farm carefully and clear lane without overstepping. If you feel confident with your skills and you think you can get a kill, go for it. It is always better to get a kill on the enemy ADC to help boost your golden experience. Once you kill your lane opponent, try to rotate to mid to get a good gank on the enemy team since you won't have to worry about your lane for the moment. When you and your team get 1 or 2 kills, it's a pretty good time to start looking towards killing the Gold Fury. The Gold Fury is a big objective that you and your team should secure because it gives your whole team a big gold bonus. Make sure one of your teammates is zoning around the Gold Fury pit to watch for the enemy team. If the enemy team appears, back off the Gold Fury and let its health reset and engage the enemy team. Always try to have your team ward the Gold Fury and Fire Giant pits. These are objectives that you don't want the enemy team to secure. If they try to kill either of these, group up your team and contest them. If you aren't able to contest because a couple of your teammates have died, it's okay. It's better to let them have it instead of killing you in addition to getting these objectives. You always want to destroy the enemy carry's tower first. Once you do, you will be free to rotate to the other lanes to destroy other towers to help your teammates. If the enemy ADC ends up getting your tower first, it isn't the end of the world. Just push up that lane a little bit and rotate to the other lanes. You will always get a chance to get the tower later on. Remember that you are the team's main objective damage dealer. This means that you do the most damage to things like towers, phoenixes, the gold fury, and the fire giant. If you have a chance to split push, do it. Hunters are really great at split pushing while the enemy gods are focused on your other teammates. Split pushing greatly helps your team because each tower is worth a lot of gold. Once all the towers are down, you are looking to destroy the enemy phoenixes. Phoenixes are harder to destroy than towers and do more damage, so be careful. Once you kill a phoenix, you have a great advantage because you gain access to fire minions, which for the enemy team are a pain in the ass to deal with. As an ADC, it is important to position in the back lines so that you are protected by your guardian and warrior. Hunters do a lot of damage from a distance, so do not try to engage the front line. You won't build any defense items, so it is crucial to know that you can be bursted down quickly if you aren't careful. Try to focus their main damage dealers first if they are out of position. Usually the main damage dealers are the mage, hunter, and assassin. Try to prioritize them since they will be the ones who will most likely kill you if they get the chance. Obviously, to be a good carry means you need to be able to hit your basic attacks. Not all of us are perfect at this, but if you are able to hit a good majority of your basic attacks, you will be a great carry. If basic attacks are not your strong suit, it might be better to try out another class like a mage or guardian. Carries are meant to put out continuous damage through their basic attacks. This means you are a force to be reckoned with, even with your abilities on cooldown. Hunters are meant to be strongest in the late game, so when you are fully built, you will be a powerhouse. Another important aspect to be an amazing carry is to know what to build each game. Hunters generally can go a few different ways in their builds, but it is always good to know which build to go for each game. There are things you need to consider, like if the enemy team has healers, if they have more tanky gods, or if they have more squishy gods. Generally, if they have more tanky gods on the team, you would want to build more penetration so that your basic attacks can shred through their protections. If they have more squishy gods, then you can go crit to kill the enemies in 2 to 3 basic attacks. If you would like me to go more in depth on hunter item builds, let me know. I'd be happy to go over it. Learn to know your hunter's combo. This can drastically turn a fight in your favor in a team fight or on a 1v1 scenario. Try to learn everything there is to know about your hunter. The more you know, the more you can use that hunter to their full potential. I really hope this video helped out those of you who have been thinking about trying the carry role. If I have missed anything, please feel free to post it below in the comments. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and if you enjoyed, please give this video a like and share with your friends. I will see you all in my next video. Bye!
My father told me when I was young, don't play with fire, be careful son. But we were flames and fell in love. We burned the cities down, down. The fire learned you lesson. You won't be lonely if you fall in love. Over and over again and again. Mama!